What's going on, y'all? Taylor with y'all 106.7 and Ron here today. We are broadcasting from the Red Wing Shoe Studio, joined by personality, entertainer, and comedian, Mr. Patrick Thomas.
Hey. What's going on, everybody?
You've got big news. That's what's going on. Well, first of all, let's back up a little bit and tell people about you. So you've been in town for a long time.
21 years.
Doing a lot of really cool stuff.
Doing cool stuff.
How would people know you?
I was on the radio for a long time, and that's how most people know me. I'm also a comedian, so I've been doing shows all around Tennessee and everywhere else. And now we're gonna take that comedy side to a whole different level and try to do something no one else is doing.
But in Nashville, comedy and country sort of go hand in hand.
Oh, they go great.
Right?
Yeah,
right.
It works great.
So you have this amazing idea that you want to pitch to people, right? Come see this cool idea.
I don't know if it's an amazing idea, but it's going to be fun. Let's go with that. And it's going to be cheap. So fun and cheap, right? That goes together. We're doing something called One Time in Nashville. Doing it with my friend Markus Koger, who you know is one of the funniest people we know. Absolutely. And not a professional stand-up comedian, just a really great personality and a great guy. And so I just had this idea of doing a show that if you do it in the same place in the same time every week, that people would start to show, you'll build a reputation. So we're going to do a comedy show every week at the Lab at Zanies, every Thursday night at 9 o'clock, starting January 9th. So, and I don't know what's going to happen. But you can't do the same stand-up material every week.
But it's not just a comedy show. There's multiple elements to it.
Not just a comedy show. It's a lot of stand-up. There's going to be a lot of what we call crowd work. Don't worry, we're not going to make fun of you. We're going to talk. I mean, we are.
Yes, of course.
Oh, we are going to make fun of Ron when he shows up.
He already made fun of my hat.
I mean, I can make fun of Ron. Yeah. I mean, he's an Oklahoma fan. Do you know how bad that is right now?
I feel sorry for him. And a Cowboys fan. Tough week.
Oh, God, that's right. What's worse right now, Ron? Being an Oklahoma fan or a Cowboys fan? Tell me the truth. Which one's worse? Has Dak Prescott thrown any interceptions this week? No, he's injured. That's the only reason.
Yes, when the backup has a better record than our starting quarterback, that's an issue. No, I get it. No, it's been a bad year. He's a Bears fan. He's got it just as bad.
No, it's not as bad. Don't act like that's as bad.
Almost as bad.
It's not.
It's as bad.
I'm having a great week. I'm a Saints fan, and we won. So.
I'm a Saints fan too, but they also aren't very good. So it's
you guys are actually kind of from the same.
Oh yeah,
area.
where are you from?
I'm from New Iberia.
Okay. I'm from not Biloxi, but that's the nearest biggest town.
Well, tell me the real town because I know.
Poplarville, Mississippi.
Poplarville. There you go. I know all those little Mississippi towns on the coast.
Hey, there you go. Sir.
I dated a girl from one of those little Mississippi towns. God bless her. She was the valedictorian of her high school.
Wow.
She was dumb. I'm not saying
again with the insults,
I'm not saying you. I'm saying she was. I just remember her telling me, I was the valedictorian of my high school. I'm like, and then she would just say the dumbest stuff.
See, like at a comedy show, I wanted to yell out, "How dumb was she?" I kind of did.
I feel like I could get into that, but it's personal. I would be mean. I should stop there.
But you're going to do comedy, but you're going to have some guests.
We're going to have guests. We're going to have guest comedians every week. Right. We're going to have guest celebrities, obviously. We live in Nashville. The idea is there's so many, obviously, country singers. Mm-hmm.
There's a few.
Big pool of people to pull from, and I have a lot of friends in that world. But also there's influencers, there are actors, there's all kinds of famous people who live in and around Nashville that we're going to do like our own little kind of mix of maybe like the Tonight Show meets Kill Tony meets, I don't know,
SNL.
Me doing, not SNL. We're not going to do skits. It's not going to be that, but it's going to be a lot. And so if you love those videos you see of comedy where the comedian is talking to the crowd, you're going to love this show. That's what we're going to do. A lot of that and a lot of other stuff. We're going to play games. Or we're going to make people show us their Tinder accounts. I'm not saying everybody, but one or two people, and that is always fun.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, because then we get to make fun of those people.
You get to
They're not even in the room.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, so much fun.
But this is broadcasted live, right?
Yes, live streamed every week on YouTube and Facebook and Twitch. So everything, if you want to buy tickets to a show or stream the show or anything, we got a little fancy Linktree website at onetimeinnashville.com. So it's easy to find everything, onetimeinnashville.com.
So you kind of laid out what to expect.
Yes.
So I buy my ticket, I come in, I sit down. What's the first thing that's going to happen?
I'm going to come out and tell jokes, and then I'm gonna talk to people in the crowd. Marcus and I both are going to talk to people in the crowd. But again, I always hear that, I don't want the comedian to make fun of me. If you don't want us to talk to you, don't have to sit in the front. Okay, still going to be fun to watch. And also, I'm not really there to, it's not going to be like, oh my God, look at that girl's eyebrows. It's not going to be like some of that. It might be some of that, but not a lot of that. It's going to be mostly what happens when I was doing a radio show late at night, and people would call in and talk to me on the phone, and I would ask them what they do, and then I would talk to them about their job. And then there's there's some funny stuff in there. Just what people do that we don't know. And then everyone has a story. What's your best story? And that's the kind of interviews we're going to do too. When we're talking to your favorite country singer, I'm not going to say, tell me about your new record or how did you write that song? I'm like, no. What's your favorite memory of being on the road? What's your best story coming up? What's your best story, period? We're going to find that stuff out. We're going to get these people to make us laugh. And then Marcus and I are going to make each other laugh, which is most of it. Is just he and I trying to make each other laugh.
So if you've got somebody that you want them to make fun of, come and sit in the front row.
Or somebody who's just funny.
The hot seat.
The hot seat.
The hot seat. Yeah. The other people we're going to talk to are going to be not celebrities, but like people from around town that I think are interesting or have a great story. We're going to bring those people out as a special guest so that we know. So for instance, my first show, my plan is to have David, the cook from the Waffle House that I go to all the time, because I love David. First of all, he's a great dude. He's funny. He's done some stand-up in the past. And he's a cook at Waffle House in the middle of the night. So
he's seen some
stuff, man.
Yeah.
I want to bring David in there to tell me some stories. I have a buddy who's a manager of country singers, and he used to be a country singer. And so he's got a killer story to come and tell us. And so every week we'll try to get somebody, I don't know, maybe it'll be a retired policeman or a firefighter, somebody who's got that story that they always tell, and bring them out and have them tell their story. But also, we're going to talk to those people in the crowd and find out what's going on with them, too. It's going to be fun. It's going to be different every week.
So how do you get tickets?
OneTimeInNashville.com, right there. Tickets are already on sale for the first 3 shows in January. So come see us.
What a great name, right?
Yeah, One Time,
because everybody says that. Remember that one time?
One Time in Nashville.
Yeah.
You know. So it sounds like the beginning of the story. And also, since every week is different, the show only happens one time in Nashville. If you miss it, I mean, you can stream it, go watch the stream, but you want to see it. So there's going to be little surprises thrown in there, games, maybe a surprise musical performance. Maybe there's all kind of, I don't know. It's going to be something different every single week.
Which is great for locals because they can come back week after week and it's going to be completely different.
It's going to be different. And also if you have people coming from out of town and like, what do we do in Nashville on Tuesday you go to the Opry or Friday or Saturday you go honky tonkin'. What do you do on Thursdays in Nashville? You go to One Time in Nashville, the comedy show. It's every Thursday night. So
I love it.
It'll become a thing. So, Ron, what's your best story?
That you can say on the
you said
air.
that's the
On the
problem.
radio,
I can't
Ron.
tell that story to anybody. It would get me in so much trouble.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
but you have to think about it. You have one. You have one that you probably can tell. Maybe.
How much of this
I
show
have
is
one that involves us that I don't want to tell.
Tell it now. Tell it right now.
Story. I can't tell that story.
No, we can't tell that story.
I can't tell that story. I totally forgot for a second.
Oh my gosh, that just popped right into my mind. We can't do that one. No.
Oh, I'm gonna tell you all that story though when we're done.
Off the air.
Off the air. Oh my gosh, so good. That's the kind of thing that's just legendary. So you were gonna ask a question.
I was just going to say how much of it is thinking on your feet.
Oh, it's thinking on your feet.
Completely all of it. You got to be quick.
It's being quick. It's the ability. And the thing is, and that's the great thing is Marcus and I are great at making each other laugh. So if I get to a point where you're like, how's this guy going to do this every week? If I get to a point where it's not working, he will make fun of me or I will make fun of him or vice versa. Our friend Chris Beverly is going to be there to play keyboards and have some music. Just we have a little bit of music here and there in between the segments. And we're going to make fun of him too. Because you can't, I mean, you always got to have a musician around to make fun of.
You do.
You know, especially one who's also a lawyer. Like, you know. Yeah. And if nothing else, Mark is going to make fun of my hair. I mean, let's be honest. I look like...
He's just jealous of your hair.
Oh,
he is. I bet he is. He has to be, right?
Those luscious
We've
locks.
seen Marcus's hair. No.
Yeah.
I mean, it's perfectly fine, normal hair, but it's not as good looking as mine. Just saying. I look like... if Jack Black, she's already laughing. I'm serious. If you've seen a picture of Jack Black recently, I look like if Jack Black let himself go more. Okay, this is what I look like right here. That's bad. I look like what would happen if Santa Claus, fell asleep in a Waffle House for 3 days. This is what I would like. Yeah.
With, what was it, Dan?
With David.
David, with David. Waffle House with
Not
David.
That Waffle. My favorite story from the Waffle House is that they had to call the police. Because
of course they did.
Of course.
On you?
Of course they did. Because this wasn't even at my favorite Waffle House. It was at another one. But they had to call the police because a guy locked himself in the bathroom and refused to come out. I'm like, what's your end game there?
Right.
Like when you're at the point where you're like, you know what? I'm going to lock myself in a Waffle House bathroom. Like, I can think of a lot better places. If you're going to go somewhere and lock yourself in,
a lot more
don't
sanitary.
You feel like Waffle House bathroom is the last place you want to be?
No.
Right?
Yeah.
No.
Not
it's just,
for me.
No. I mean, maybe in the kitchen, but there's no kitchen, so you can't do that. Like, I don't know.
What is your Waffle House order?
My Waffle House order? Oh, I like the sausage, egg, and cheese sandwich. It's underrated. It's great because they take the sausage and they smash them down so they fit on the sandwich better. A little egg over medium, okay, with the cheese.
And then too much time at Waffle House.
Listen, I love Waffle House.
Hey, I get my hash browns smothered covered, and then I'll usually get like a pecan waffle or something like that.
Pecan waffle's a good way to go. Chocolate chip, that's good. That's solid. Okay, regular
Salty
waffle
sweet.
good too, though. Regular waffle good too, a little butter. Listen, let's not talk about food because I can talk about food for days.
Well, you know what we should talk about is country music. I want to know your favorite 90s country song because we are y'all 106.7.
My favorite 90s country song. Is it the 90s? I Can Still Make Cheyenne by George Strait. I'm not sure of the year, but yeah, that counts. That's it. That's my go-to for that decade. Also, She Used to Be Mine by Ronnie Dunn.
Ooh,
if you want to know my favorite song by any artist, ask yourself, what is the saddest song that artist has about his woman leaving? That's my favorite one. That's it.
We're gonna get along great.
Yeah, those are all my favorite songs. I See It Now by Tracy Lawrence, my favorite one. All the sad ones. I like the sad songs. I like them. Yeah. Okay, I Can Still Make Cheyenne is so good. Now let me ask you. There's 3 guys in this room and 1 lady. Okay, I was very full-grown adult when I found out that there are some women in this world who think that the guy in that song is wrong. We got into a huge argument about
which
this.
Which song are we talking about?
At Red Door in Nashville, and I might have gotten thrown out of the bar for being, quote, too loud. Yes, I've been thrown out of Red Door for being too loud on the patio at 5 o'clock in the afternoon. I know.
In the afternoon, 5 o'clock.
5 o'clock in the afternoon, got thrown out for being too loud on the patio.
Oh, wow.
So it is possible to be too loud in a bar if you're me. But yes, George Strait, I Can Still Make Cheyenne. I'm putting you on the spot.
Men are always wrong. I'm just going to tell you.
Come on. She was totally already cheating on him.
Men are always wrong. He probably gave her a reason.
Well, yeah, he wasn't there. He wasn't home. He wasn't around. I'm like, yeah, but I mean, she didn't have to, she already with somebody else. Like,
he was pretty happy that he could still make Cheyenne.
I mean,
he was like, forget that.
I'm not saying he was like boyfriend of the year, husband material. No, okay, I'm not saying that. But I am saying
time with a horse or a bull or a cow.
She
or
was
something.
already cheating on him because she's like, don't bother coming home. Yeah. I'm like, oh,
there's a new man and he's not a rodeo.
He sure ain't no rodeo man. Yeah. By the way, Irv Woolsey told me, God rest his soul, in Losers, that was a true story. He was hanging out with a bunch of cowboys after a rodeo. One of them got up from the table to make a phone call and came back and said, well, guess I'm not going home because there's somebody new and he ain't no rodeo man. And now he was like,
write that down.
Wow, that makes me love it even more.
Yeah. He didn't say I Can Still Make Cheyenne, but he said there's somebody new. She said don't bother coming home because there's somebody new and he sure ain't no rodeo man. And he wrote that down and my favorite. Oh, I love that song so much. Yeah. It's a combination of sad lyrics and a sad fiddle.
Gotta have them together.
That's like She Used to Be Mine by Brooks and Dunn. The same thing. Like that sad.
That'll gut punch you.
Fiddle. So good. What's your favorite sad country song?
Don't Close Your Eyes, Keith Whitley.
Yeah, that's sad. I was at a wedding once when I was a teenager, and the bride and the groom danced to that as their first dance.
What?
And that goes down as the worst
weird
first dance song of all time.
That's weird.
That's it. That's the worst one. Yeah. I mean, there are bad songs you can dance to, okay? Yeah. But I can't think of a worse one. Like, you're literally saying...
Yeah, that's pretty weird.
I want to be with somebody else.
Don't close your... I know you're thinking of that other dude,
right?
But don't do it this time. Yeah. Let's dance our first dance as a married couple. What a horrible first dance song.
Question mark there.
Yeah.
So when was the divorce for that couple?
I don't know. I never kept up. But I'm telling you right now, they're not still together.
No, they
That's
can't
just
be, right?
no chance. No chance.
Because the next time she's thinking somebody else.
Oh, yeah.
And he's okay.
Yeah. You know what? She's with that guy now.
Because
I don't know, but God, that's a good end to that story. That's going to be the way I tell it from now on.
Is there anything else that we should let our listeners know about One Time in Nashville?
Yes. If you stream the show and you're like, boy, that wasn't great, do it again, stream it again, because they're going to get better. It's going to be better. No, the first one's going to be fun, but it's going to be, we don't know what it is till we do it.
It's a pilot episode.
It is. It's a pilot episode. It's going to be interesting. Mm-hmm. We have a rehearsal coming up, and we don't even know how to rehearse without a crowd. We need a crowd to make the show work.
We'll volunteer.
It's going to be, yeah. You want to come to the rehersal?
Yeah.
Just sit there and let me make fun of your hat?
Yeah.
Okay.
Sounds like a good time.
Actually, no, we're doing that. I'll let you know. It's gonna be a lot of fun. This is a dream that I've had for a long time, and it was one of those situations where a friend of mine basically backed me into a corner and said, "Why aren't you doing something else? Do something." And I said, "Okay, well, I have this idea," and he said, "That's fine. Do that. Do it now while you're in a position to do it." And then something right after I talked to him made me go, "Call Marcus. Marcus is hysterical, and you love Marcus, and you love working with Marcus and talking with him. Call him, see if he wants to do it." I had never thought about doing it with someone else until that moment. So it seems like it was meant to be. Because once he was in, then it was real, and then we had to do it. And then Brian Dorfman and the folks at Zanies just took this thing and ran with it. I gave him the idea, and he goes, "You want what night you want to do it?" And I said, "I think Thursday night." He goes, "You want every Thursday in 2025? Okay. And as soon as I said yes, I immediately went, "Why did I say yes? Oh, my God. We have to do this every week?" Every week. All right.
52 shows. Here we come.
It's going to be a lot.
It's going to be fun.
We're going to make fun of everybody. It's going to take a while. It's going to be something. Oh, boy.
Well, we cannot wait. You have anything to add to this?
Good luck. It's going to be fun.
Yep.
Yeah, a lot of fun. Please buy tickets and come out and see it, you guys. It's going to be support something different, something new in Nashville. And by the way, the tickets are cheap. I think all in, it's like $15 per ticket to come out and have a great time on a Thursday night when there's not a whole lot else going on. Definitely nothing else like this.
Awesome.
One-of-a-kind show, One Time in Nashville, kicking off at Zanies January 9th. Patrick Thomas and not pictured Markus
Koger
is here.
Yes, Marcus.
He's here in spirit.
He's here in spirit.
He's here in spirit. One Time in Nashville. Y'all check him out.